Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Divinity here. Welcome back to Divinity TV. I got a good one for you today. Okay. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Divinity, and welcome back to Divinity TV. I got a good one for you today. I don't know why I always say that. I'm not gonna bring you a bad one, you know that. But I got a good one for you today. I figured since I'm already been on the topic in my last video about college and transitioning into college, I figured why not make a video about my journey in choosing and applying and finally, you know, my whole college journey in terms of applying and deciding which college I wanted to end up going to. And so I was gonna bring you a little bit through that journey. And also just try to give you some advice and some tips in terms of what to look for and what factors to really consider, which ones are really important and crucial to look at when considering which college you want to go to. So first, I guess I'll walk you through my journey and how I ended up picking USC. For those of you who don't know, I go to USC, University of Southern California, otherwise known as University of Spoiled Children, and I don't care, say whatever you want. Man, this is a beautiful school down in Los Angeles, California, and I'm loving it here. I just finished my third year and I'm going on to my senior year, so I figured why not try to impart some wisdom that I've learned in these past 3 years. Alright, so this is how it actually went. Funny thing was, when I was actually first applying to the colleges, I never even knew about USC because see, I'm from Massachusetts, and out on the East Coast it's interesting because USC doesn't seem to be as popular or as well known as it is out here in the West Coast. I didn't even know about it. So what happened was, end of junior year, it was my summer before senior year of high school. And there was this engineering camp out in University of California, Berkeley, UC Berkeley. And I had never really thought about any colleges from California because I was just starting to look into colleges and I've never been to California up till then. So I was like, oh, I have to do this. So I came out to this camp and we had roommates and we were dormant in these beautiful dorms. Oh, I wish I remembered the name of the dorms because those of you guys who go to UC Berkeley, you may know it, but it was beautiful up in the hills, man, and it was like 70 degrees every day, 70s, sunny, the best weather. And you wake up and there was this massive glass windows in front of our little sitting area and in front of our beds too. Beautiful, man. I would go outside and because I'd never been to California and Massachusetts, we don't really get that type of weather but for like 2-3 months in the summer. So I was like, you know what, I need to go out and experience and take in all this good weather as much as I can. So I'd be out there, I'd walk out of our apartment. There was this little common area outside with some nice grass and some benches that everybody, and then there was all the dorms lined up in kind of like a U formation. And so I would, man, I had to. I went outside even when I was brushing my teeth, and I'd be out there barefoot, sitting on the bench, brushing my teeth because I'm trying to take in all that beautiful sun and that good weather.
What?
Man, I had to. It was just, how could I pass up the beautiful weather? People were walking by, I'm over there brushing my teeth on the bench. Man, I don't care. I'ma do me. Anyway, so my roommate at the camp actually ended up being one of my really good friends later on, and he had been telling me a little bit about how he's starting to look into colleges now too. And him being from California, he's from San Diego, he started telling me about, oh, have you looked into like USC? It's been my dream school since I was a kid, always wanted to go. I'd never even heard of it. I swear to you, I'd never even heard of it. So after this whole camp now, I go back home. It was a beautiful 10 days. We went around San Francisco, all this. But now I go back home. I'm already missing California. And now I'm starting to actually get into applying for all these colleges. And so I remember they said USC. I barely even remember, but I did. And I'm glad I did, because I started looking it up. It's a great school. I was like, oh wow, this could actually be really good. It's in Los Angeles, of all places. So I applied to USC. Now I knew I wanted to go to California though, I told you this. So out of the 9 colleges that I applied, 6 of them were in California. I told you, man, I knew what I wanted and I'm going after it. I'm not gonna play around. So what I did was I applied to USC, I applied to 3 of the UCs, so UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UC San Diego. And I applied to Occidental. And am I missing one? I said Occidental, Berkeley, San Diego, LA, USC, and Stanford. I mean, come on now. I had to apply to Stanford. That's basically an Ivy League. I had to do it. I didn't get in, but I had to do it. You know, it's just one of those. Now, I also applied on the East Coast. I applied to UPenn, and I applied to Carnegie Mellon and Northeastern. That was the only one in Boston and Massachusetts. I just applied to Northeastern. That was the only one in that state. I knew I didn't want to stay near home, but I knew that Northeastern's a good school. So I figured, okay, I might as well apply, you know, and it's right there, and I knew it was a good school. I knew some of my friends that were already planning to go there or were considering it, and I knew it's a good school, so I had to. The thing was, USC was probably my top prospect that was within my range, that it's not necessarily a reach school, but it wasn't a safeties, obviously. But it wasn't necessarily a reach. GPA wise, I had a 3.6 unweighted, 4.1 weighted, because I took a lot of APs. And my test scores was the only thing. Though my highest test score I managed to get was a 1960 on the SAT. Now this was back before when we had the out of 2400. Now I think it's out of 1600. So I don't know, you can do the conversion on the math of that, but you know, 1960 out of 2400 when USC was looking for more around the range of 21 to 2200 plus. So I guess my test scores were my one thing that were kind of holding me back a little. So what I did was I really tried to take every opportunity I could with USC to really make sure they know me, they know my name, they know my face, and they just get my essence to see, yes, we want you in our school. So what I did, they had interviews set up in Boston, in a beautiful hotel in Boston, and I had to go. So I went to Boston. I had a really, really great interview. I had met the admissions officer because he had came into our school to talk about the school a little bit. And so I made sure I was there for that. He already knew my name. We finished the interview. Now I finished sending out all my applications to all these places and I'm waiting to hear back. So finally I start hearing back. So I ended up getting into Northeastern and Carnegie Mellon from the East Coast. I applied to UPenn, but I didn't get into UPenn. It was just one of those I had to do. Then in California, out of my 6, so I applied to UC Berkeley. Even after going to the camp there and everything, I didn't get in, but whatever. I didn't get into Stanford. I didn't get into, no. Yeah, it was just Stanford and Berkeley. I got into UC San Diego. I got into Occidental for econ, but whatever. So okay, I was looking next and I was waiting. UCLA and USC. I heard back from UCLA first. And this is the one that surprised me, later at least. Because I was saying, UCLA didn't even accept me. And then I hear back from USC and they accepted me. I said, does that even make any sense? The first one I wanted to do though was USC. So I came, I visited USC. There was this whole day, it's called Explore SC. And you come, they give you a tour and everything. Man, once I stepped foot off the plane in LA, I already knew I was coming here. Then I saw the campus. Man, then I really knew I was coming here. Oh, beautiful. And the people, beautiful. And the school, everything's great about it. Now, so that's when I really fully decided, okay, I'm gonna come here to USC. So that's my college story. May have left a few little things out, but that's basically the gist of it. That's how I ended up getting it. It went from not even knowing about USC to it ended up being my top school, my top prospect, and then actually getting into my top choice. And I know that's kind of rare, you know, you hear of so many people that don't end up getting into their top choice, and you know, it's such a shame. But anyway, now that you heard my story, I kind of just wanted to give you a few little tips that helped me decide through that process what were my top priorities when considering what school I wanted to go and what school I wanted to end up in. So first of all, location. Now look, to me, location was the number one. From the start, I knew that I wanted to come out to Los Angeles, to California mainly, but once I heard about Los Angeles and once I visited, I knew it had to be Los Angeles. Because of certain things, the weather, the people, the culture, the diversity. You have to think to yourself, first of all, think to yourself, am I a city person or more rural? You know, I knew that I was a city person. I love people, I love the busy, the excitement. I love the aspects of a city. I love the noise of it, everything. So I knew I needed to come out to a city. I love Los Angeles though, because I knew I needed the weather, really. Everybody always asks me, why you want to come out to Los Angeles? Why you want to come out to USC? The number one thing I will always say is the weather, the location. And people are gonna laugh because, you know, you should be thinking more about, oh, is the school good, this and that. But I already knew USC was good. I knew the school was fine. So the next thing that you gotta look at is the factors that are most important to you. To me, I've been living in 4 seasons my whole life. Boston. I live like an hour from Boston. It's called Worcester, Massachusetts. And I'm telling you, man, in my first 18 years, I have shoveled enough snow for the rest of my life. I don't need to see another flake of snow in my life, and I'm gonna be okay with that. I didn't want to be around cold climate, snow, any of that. So the first thing in my mind was weather and location. Beautiful sun out here like you never believe. I think one of the most important things that you also got to look for though is what's best for your major. The education between the 4th and the 6th is exactly the same. I mean, come on. The difference you have to think about is very minuscule. But if you're thinking between the 5th best business school versus the 50th best business school, it's a clear choice. You gotta go for the better school because you're gonna get a more quality education, and not only the education in terms of what you're gonna learn in class, but also the opportunities that might come from that environment. And that's why they ended up being such a high rated school. I think this is also one big one is proximity to your home, to your household, to where you're from originally and where your family lives. Now look, no disrespect to anyone's family, but I really think you need to consider for yourself. Take a moment, sit back, realize that you have lived your whole life and you are still living your life through your eyes. You can only see your reflection if you look in a camera, in a mirror, and you can see everybody else what they look like, but you can't see yourself. Why? Because you're living through your eyes. You're living your life. It's you. So why should college not be your choice? It's you. It's still your life. Don't let somebody else dictate because they're saying, oh, I want you to be close to home, you know, things like this. Listen, in this world of technology that we have now, at maximum, your family will be just a flight away. Don't let that hinder you from being able to go out and explore and experience the world and everything that it has to offer. So take advantage of college to really think about. Now yes, you may be the type to want to stay home, but this may also be the opportunity to go out and explore and find something new. Because when you go away from your family like that, you're finally going to be able to get some time to yourself to say, okay, let me think about what exactly are my values, my beliefs, and who am I? And eventually, over the course of college, you will find that you have changed so much. You're gonna be an entirely different person. And lastly, I just want to point this out. It's not too big of a factor, but I think it's definitely something you should consider, is the social life. Because by the time I got to my final choices when I was considering my college, I was between USC, Carnegie Mellon, and Northeastern. And I decided to myself, you know what, really, because I already got into USC, there's no way I'm gonna want to stay at home. I don't want to go to Northeastern because I don't want to be an hour away from home. You know, I don't want to stay in Boston. That was just me. But now between Carnegie Mellon and USC, both very good business schools. The thing was though, the social life, not only in terms of the school itself in Carnegie Mellon, but also just the city, in terms, I believe it's in Pittsburgh, is not exactly me. And this is where you have to look inward a little bit, because you really cannot take this decision lightly. Look inward, see what type of person you are. You know yourself. I knew I wouldn't like Pittsburgh. You know, I knew I couldn't stay there for 4 years. It wouldn't be necessarily my environment. It wouldn't be the environment that I've always dreamt of and could thrive in. I knew it had to be Los Angeles. And that's how I ended up picking USC. So definitely consider the social factor in terms of what is available in the school itself. USC has a very vibrant social life and Greek life as well that I ended up joining, and it was an absolutely unforgettable experience and very, very valuable to my college experience. So really take a minute to just think about the social aspect as well. And so that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you liked the video. I got plenty more coming for you. If you liked the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna read all those comments. I wanna see what you guys got to say. And let me know what other videos you guys are looking forward to, and I'll make sure I'll make it happen. All right, I'll see you guys.